Welcome everyone. Bubbles, how you doing? It's Rick. It's what is today? Wednesday. Guess what? I already went to work. I'm done. I'm ready to do another landscape here. Before I start, I want to show you that tip I came up. I was putting it on live streams the other day uh, to do this to some of your canvases. When you put this on, it tightens up the canvas really nice. You hear that? This thing was so loose before, and it just tightened up the canvas, and no light can get through it now. If you hold this up to the light, I mean, it just looks perfect. This is something I'll be doing in the future, some closer stuff. So here's what you need to get. Let me shut the bubbles off. Right there. And just put that on the back of, it doesn't take long. Use water with that. That stuff goes really a long way, okay? You mix 25% water with it, so, and it goes on really quick with a big brush, so, and it's just a good tip, like, if you're going to sell a piece, you know you're going to sell it to someone, and it tightens up the canvas too. Really good. So I'd rather present this to somebody and there's no light getting through it. They don't see any of the imperfections. So that's just a tip for you. Let's get started. I'm going to do a painting here with the mountains and hills and trees. Okay, I'm going to sketch it first with the burnt umber and black with a knife. So I'm going to have a mountain peak here. Sketch it in with a knife. It's really cool. If you haven't done this before, give it a try. Uh, it's almost like sketching with like charcoal. You can put the your angles in, your mountains like this. This will all get painted over. I'm going to have some distant mountains back here in like a light gray. So also I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to go get a new microphone for this thing so I don't have to talk as loud. Let me zoom that in for you. I didn't realize how far away that was. So I'm going to do a bunch of hills and have trees on them. This one's just called Hills and Trees. So I want to have a valley in here. So I'm going to bring this hill down a little lower because I want a valley. There we go. So I'm just going to have a bunch of hills in here. All these hills are going to have trees on them. And then I'll have, this is the foreground right here. I'll probably have a big tree going off from here. But there's the sketch right there. I'm going to have some cool clouds coming from here, getting larger over here. So it looks like they're going off into the distance. Here's my vanishing points way over there. And for the hill, these hills, the vanishing points somewhere down in here somewhere. Let's get started. I'm using acrylic paint, mostly Winsor Newton paint. I mixed burnt umber and black to get this color. And I've got some sap green, yellow ochre, blue, Payne's gray, white, alizarin crimson, a little yellow, just earth tones. It's mostly going to be green hills and mountains and clouds and trees. This is a 12 by 16, so it shouldn't take long. And I'm using water to clean my brushes as I go. This is a good painting for a beginner, okay? But let's start with these mountains back here. These ones that are way in the back. You can use any kind of brush back there. I'll use a round, number 6 round. And I've mixed some Payne's gray and white already to get a light gray. And let's just put those mountains in back there. Do the tops first. And then pull that gray down to the larger mountain. These are going to remain light gray back there. Just like that. There's a little bit of water on my brush, so I'll probably go over that again. I might even lighten it up a little bit. So on these mountains here, I'm going to make it darker now. Let's take some of this dark Payne's gray and mix it into that light gray. Make it a little darker for these front mountains up front. If you're a beginner painter, this, what I'm putting on right now is just the underpaint, okay? I'm going to use this is a Filbert number 8 brush, and just start with your peaks and then pull the color down. Try and get your peaks the way you want them. Get a nice finished edge. And how I want this to work, see how this is smaller over here? We'll keep this small here and kind of bring it down like this, watch. The color at an angle. And it'll look like it's going off into the distance, okay? Grab a little bit of titanium white on your brush. You don't even have to wipe it off. And just put it in down here. Grab a little bit of the bottom of that gray and pull it into the valley here. Just like that. Now, I'm going to put my palette down. I'm going to grab a larger Filbert brush. This is a number 12. Filbert brushes are round on the top, okay? And this is a level 1. It's because it's really soft, okay? It's good for blending. Now let's blend that white into the Payne's gray. Kind of blend it the way the mountains are like the mountains are coming down this way, so just blend it the way you think the mountains are coming down, okay? Just blend that in really nice. I basically want it light right here because if we put a tree here, it'll show up better than if it was on that dark color, okay? So I basically just lighten up the bottom of the mountain. And then it created this valley in here. When I do the other paint, I'll put some more hills in there. So that's almost dry. I'm going to re-hit that because the brush had too much water on it. When you're painting, I like to hold a rag in my hand to dry it off. Just going to put more paint on it. I'm not using an undertone, so you can see things through the back on this one. That's what I was saying when you put the gesso on there, you won't be able to see any light won't get through, and you won't see any of the imperfections. You have to do it a couple times and then you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to do all these hills in green, okay, and I'm going to do this one in like yellow ochre, this one in front, okay, either this one or this one. We'll throw one color in there that kind of looks like yellow, so maybe green, 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 yellow right here, yellow ochre with a mix of green. Looks like oh no, that's part of the hill there. Okay. All right, so look at I need 1, 2, 3. I need 3 different values of green there. This is sap green. Let's start with a light green. Let's put a little, we don't need much, so I'm going to put a little green here. Actually, we should start with the dark color, and then that way we can lighten it up as we go, okay? So here's sap green right out of the tube, but you don't want to use it right out of the tube. You want to add something to it. Let's add a little bit of the burnt umber and black to it. Make it really dark. Okay. Dark green. That'll be our dark green. Now, take a little bit of that dark green and let's, over here, we're going to add a little bit of yellow ochre to it to lighten it up a bit. And that's going to be our green that goes way in the back, in the distance. I don't even want it that too light. And since this is going back here and here, let's add a little gray to it. Just a hint of gray, okay? Since it's way in the distance. And it seems like it's pretty dark to me. I'm going to add a little white to it to lighten it up a little more. All right, that's good enough. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to have some green hills. This hill is going to actually come down like this, watch. Come down and kind of swoop back a little here. It's going to look like it's going off in the distance there. Let's put a green hill right here. Grab a little bit of titanium white and then just put white in at the very top of that green. We'll do it some more in a little bit. Okay, now this hill, let's put a little more, let's put a little bit of yellow on this side. We'll say the light's going to be on this side, so take a little bit of yellow, add it to this green that we just used. Let's get a little more. It's going to brighten it up just a little. It's the same green we used there, but I just added yellow to it to maybe make it a little brighter. We'll just block it in. This is called blocking in the color. It doesn't have to be put on perfect right now. Now let's get darker as we come down. We're going to add a little bit of this dark green to it now. And we'll get a darker green for this next hill underneath. Just like that. I'm probably making this harder than it needs to be, but just get lighter and then darker as you come down. That's all you got to do. This side here, let's add a little, we'll add a little white to it. That'll lighten it up quite a bit. Add some white to it. That. This is going to be yellow ochre, which I have here, but let's mix a little bit of the burnt umber in it. And I want to put this, block this in with that color, and then we're going to add some more colors to it. Okay, it's a yellow ochre and burnt umber. Okay. See how I got some green in there? That's exactly what we're going to do right now. Grab some of your green, the light green, and just kind of add it in there. In any spot, just kind of blend it in there in places so it gets like it looks like there's maybe some grass in there, some yellow ochre to lighten it up. I like to have the top part like a little lighter. Now this is going to be dark green. So the original green I made that was dark, right here, right in the front. Like that. Look at that. That looks pretty good. This might not be a beginner paint. It's really simple. I think a beginner can do that. So far it's looking pretty good. I think anybody can do this. Now here's what we're going to do next. Let's add a little bit of this one here. Grab a little bit of this dark burnt umber, and let's put a hill, the top of the hill right here. Pull dark color over, just like that, and then blend the bottom in a little bit. Maybe create another hill there. Grab some more of that dark. We'll darken up the top of this hill. Just add some different flavor in there, okay? And then just blend it in. So it looks like maybe two hills now. This hill here we'll leave dark, but let's add some white. A little bit of titanium white. You don't need much, just a little. You see that? It's almost like water on there. And let's add it to the top of this hill here. Now you got to get your rag and wipe your brush off and come over the top of that white and just blend it in. Okay. Just blend it in at the back. Just on the top of the hill. I think that's good enough. I think I can see all the separations in there, so we're good. You can do a little white here too on the brown if you want. It'll help create like a plateau up there. A little bit of white. Okay. All right, let's do the sky, and then I'm going to do a bunch of trees and bushes, and it's going to, and the mountains. Oh, you got to stick around for the mountains. Now this is blue. This is that phthalo blue, so you got to be really careful. You don't need much blue. Let's add some white to it. Let me get my knife. This blue really is strong, so just grab a little white here. This is going to be for the sky, and make a light blue. See, you don't even need that much, man. Look at that. You need more white. A light blue sky. If you use that blue right out of the tube on your sky, it's going to look funny. It's going to look so dark. All right, let's put the sky up with the filbert brush, and just let's put blue across the middle here like this, maybe at an angle. Just like that. Now let's put a little gray up here, Payne's gray in this corner, and white, titanium white here on the sides. Just pull it into the painting, white here. Now I want to lighten all this up with white, so just pick up a little bit of that blue with your brush, with white, titanium white, and then slowly bring it down to the mountains. It's going to be a really light blue. Okay. I'm just getting a smaller brush. A little more titanium white. I'm going to bring it down to the mountaintops. Try and get as close as you can, because these mountains are finished here. These mountains are pretty much finished. I don't think I might have to lighten them up a little, but now let's pull some of this white out and maybe make some cool cloud formations in there. You see that? Pull it up to the right. Just like that. That looks cool right there. Let me get a blender brush. So I'm going to grab my big filbert brush, clean it off and wipe it off and blend this in now. I'm going to try and leave those streaks in. I like those streaks, so I'm going to lightly blend those streaks in that, at that angle going up. Get a light blend on your sky. Get all the color to come together. I'm going to put more clouds up there. Don't worry. I just like those streaks. They look like distant clouds there. Looks cool. I need to put some more white here around these mountains. There we go. All right. Somebody keeps texting me. Oh, it's my family. My brother-in-law was at work yesterday and he smashed his thumb. He works in Las Vegas at the, I think it's the hotel that's across from the Luxor. I can't remember the name. New York, I think. But he works on the roller coaster and he smashed his thumb. So he was at the hospital all last night. They were doing emergency surgery on his thumb. All right, we're at the fun part now. We're going to do the snow on the mountains now, okay? I'm going to try and explain this in an easy way so it doesn't scare you away from the knife. The knife is real easy. All you got to do is put it on there where you want the snow and just pull it, okay? But it's where you put it is the key. So what I like to do is we'll start by let's put a little bit on each peak, okay? Just get a little roll of white on your knife. And let's start on the right side and barely touch it and let it come down. And the key to doing mountains is to pull it down and to the right at the same time, okay? Don't come straight down. A lot of beginners will pull the snow straight down like this. You got to pull it to the right and down, and then kind of level off, because the mountain's going to start, you know, leveling off down here, right? Let's get a little more. Let's do this peak here. This peak I'll probably hide behind this one. So I'm just going to pull a little snow on that one. Now what I'm doing now is designing the mountain with more snow. This one's going to be in front of that one. And I'm just pulling snow down like this, and it creates some more pockets down here. We got one small peak over here. Just put a little snow on this one. Just a little, like this. Okay. That's all you need on that one. The edge of this mountain is right here. So let's really edge it so it stands out over those ones back there. Now look at all this. The key to mountains is to really pull it out. Look at this mountain here. This is the bottom of that mountain. I pulled it way over here. But you see how cool it looks? To stretch your mountains out, okay? And then it looks, to me, it looks a lot better. Let's make a color for this side now, which I usually mix blue and white. I'll mix the blue from the sky. I just mixed the blue from the sky, and I put some white in it. And then now a little gray, a little bit of gray to dull it down a bit. Sometimes I like it bright. I think this is going to look good. This looks more like a light blue. I think it's going to look good because we got a nice light sky today. So everywhere I put white, I'm just going to pull some of this blue right next to it to the left. Okay. Just like that. And follow the edge of the mountain there. Pull it to the left. You could actually pull some of that white into it as well if you want to get it to mix a little. See that? Just take your time. The more colors you get in your mountain, the better it'll look. Now you see this white right here? It goes from here all the way down to here. I'm gonna put a little blue underneath it. And it's going to create a ledge, okay, like a cliff. We'll pull it down to this other snow here. I just created like a drop off right there. And underneath here, this white, just you could put a little blue underneath this white, make it look like shadows. Okay, you could just scrape it like you did the white, like this. Mountains are fun. Just stay just to the left of your snow, and you could put it anywhere, like even in here there's a little white with a dark spot. Just put a little blue in there. Just work your mountain. You don't have to cover all all the dark spot. You could leave a little dark in there. Wow, I really like that. I'm going to put a little blue here underneath this little bit of snow here and here. And I'm going to call it good. I like that. I'm going to leave this dark right there because I'm going to put some trees here anyway. Now here's, grab your filbert brush, the big one, and clean it off with water and then wipe it. And then at the bottom of your mountains, kind of go with the angle of the mountain and brush it down like this, very lightly. Just at the bottom, lightly blend it. It's going to make it look like fog down there. Get a light blend on it. It's a good trick. When I did my oil colors, I used to blend a lot, and I used to get this effect all the time with oil. So you can still do it with acrylic. You just got to hurry up and do it before it dries. Just like that. It's going to make it look really misty and blended together down there. You just want to do it on the lower part of the mountain, okay? That looks good, all right. I think, let me see where I'm at on time. It's almost time to do the trees now. Man, I really like that fog now down there. It looks like a foggy valley. Let's put some trees right here. I've been doing these cool trees. It looks like they crawling up over the bottom of the hill. I kind of want to lighten this up here. It's not, I want it to glow like white. So take that filbert brush again and wet it. Clean it off and put a little bit of titanium white on it. And let's just lighten up this lower portion a little bit. A little more with titanium white. I just want it to be lighter when I put the trees in there. I'm trying to figure out which fan brush I used yesterday on the trees. I know it was a number 2 oil brush, but I don't know which one it was because it was working good. I've got so many of them here. I should have kept it separate, but let's put in some trees now. Here's a tip if you're still on. I've been working with that Winsor & Newton paint for the last week because I've got so much of it. I wanted to get rid of it. And now I find out that burnt umber and black, it works so good together. So I just wanted to let you know that the Winsor & Newton paint is really good for landscapes. I'm going to turn my try and on where I'm painting right now so I can see the if anybody's chatting, but there we go. Hello. All right. Hi, everyone. I think the fairy in the forest is here. How's it going? Whoops. The fairy in the forest. How you doing? You wanted me to say your name on here the other day. All right. All right. I'm trying to get on the chat so I can see you guys. I forgot to put that up there. I don't know how to get it to stay. Oh, there we go. I guess mine was the last one. So, hello everyone. I see Candace, Jimmy, Ahmed, Ike, 49ers faithful. 49ers go. Soy Daphine is new. How you doing? At Soy. Is that your name? Soy or Daphne? It's Daphne your name. The Weebles. Hello everyone. All right, I'm gonna start the trees right now. Now that I picked up my phone. So I'm gonna use this burnt umber with black in it to do all the trees with this. Let's put some trees really small back here on this hill. I'm just going to do the bottom part first. This isn't the brush I was using because it's all crooked. Now I'm going to raise these trees up just a little in the middle here. That looks good. And then wipe your brush off and then pull the color to the right at the bottom. Just a little. Create some shadow down there. Pull this side to the left. Just a little at the bottom. Let's make sure I'm not in the way here. I'm going to put some trees over here. Pull it to the left, just the bottom part, just a little. But pull a little bit of that color out into the green. It's going to make a shadow because the light's coming from the right. Paulo, thank you. I can see everybody now. La Vida. going on with this chat? I don't know how to close that. Crazy. Still learning, guys. Oh, there it goes. I guess when you say something, it should scroll up on its own, I'm thinking. All right, let's do some more. These are all hills here now, so I'm going to have bushes on every hill, trees. As we move forward, we're going to get a little bigger. Look at that. Nice trees there. If you're wondering why I didn't put one here, is because I'm going to have a tree. Let's see. Let's put one right here. Put some bushes here. A few bushes here. And we'll put a tree right here. There goes my phone again. There we go. A nice tree right there. And that look cool? My phone keeps dropping. Hey, Bello, thank you. No Bob Ross. Here, I'll show you a different kind of tree that doesn't look like a Bob Ross. So there's another tree. Every time I do a tree like that, they say Bob Ross. But here's a different type of tree that Bob Ross didn't do. We'll put it right here. So you put the tree there, and then it's kind of, you come down on the right side like this, and then the left side with the corner of your brush with the branches going up like that. Maybe I'll pull this to the right. Let's see. No, I like the left. Look at that. So I'm going to put some bushes down here. I'm going to show you how to highlight all those. Okay. Bushes, bushes. I like to let's put a small one here. You got to fill this in. There we go. I sell a lot of paintings, so the more you put in, the better. The more you put in your scene, it'll sell a lot quicker. If you only have like one tree and one mountain, it's not going to sell. But man, this is looking good. This is the first time I'm looking at it in the camera. Wow. Look at those colors. That is amazing. This all came from my mind too. I'm not copying anything. I just paint it on the fly. I sketch it in and then paint it. So this is so cool. Let me show. There's 6 of you on here. I want to highlight these bushes real quick so you can see how to do it, or how the way I do it, and then you maybe get some ideas from it. Just use the fan brush. I use the fan brush to put this dark color in. Now I want to use a light color. I'm going to mix some of this green I got here with white, a little bit of white, and we'll get a light green, very light green. Those bushes will look good. A light green. Now when you highlight, just barely get a little bit of paint on the brush. Just like that, okay? Now, first off, you got to separate these bushes. So I kind of see one right here going in front of that one back there. Just barely touch the top part of it like this and bring it down a bit. See how I made 1, 2, 3 bushes? We'll make this one a long one here, like coming down, like this is maybe like grassy type bushes. So you bring it down just a little bit on the top and you overlap the one that's behind it. Just like that. That's a quick way of doing it. See how I made 1, 2, 3 bushes there? You can make it. Let's put a little bit of yellow ochre. And you can make a bush in front of here if you want in another color. So you have different colors in here. You can just go over that green you just put on, the light green. So you got different colored bushes, so they're not all the same. Doesn't that look cool? Now it's these small little bushes here. I'll bring them just on top and then raise it up a little bit as I go back. So it looks like leave the bottom dark. And if you want bright colors, I don't have any down here, but you could put purple in there, you could put blue, whatever you want. But really look at your bush and make sure you can see where you think the tops and the bottoms are. And then guess what? Add a little white to it and you can make flowers now out here. Watch. We'll add little flowers in the grass there. Maybe underneath these bushes, a little flowers on this hill. Pretty cool. I haven't even highlighted the evergreen tree yet. Watch this. We'll take up some of this dark sap green, add a little bit of white to it, a light green, a little lighter. And we're going to highlight that tree now with that color. Ah, di Lernia. Fare la, per favore, ma bello, yeah. Are you from Italy? Come va? Che bello. Ella Harvey. All right, so I got some light green here. My brush is too wet. You don't need much paint on here. I'm just going to hit the right side of this tree with the corner of this fan brush and put some green on the right side of this big tree in the front here. Very light touches. Maybe a little over here. And then highlight that one in the back just a little. Just on the right side because the light is hitting here and I want this to be in the shadow. You see that? It's showing up. It's kind of dark, but that's how you highlight those trees. I don't know why the camera's showing it so dark today, but I kind of like this. This is good. This looks like a trail now, doesn't it? Like a foot trail. You could let me get a little brown here. Maybe we could turn this into a foot trail. little too dark. I like that lighter. All right, guys, I think let me do a few clouds, and I think I'm going to finish this one up because it's been an hour. Thanks for watching, everybody. You want to see this new way I do these clouds? It's pretty cool. So I'm going to design these clouds small here and get larger over here. So I'm going to do a small cloud over here first. Small clouds down there. Put it up there with a knife and then get a clean brush and then lightly blend it. Okay. Lightly go across that white. Get a little more white on the tip of your blade. Now I want to come right here with a bigger cloud. Right there. Get your brush again and blend it very lightly. You could blend the bottom and then you'll get a shadow. See that? I'm getting a shadow on it. Get your paint on your knife again. So now we want a big one right here. Big one. Just put it up there any way you want, like that. Grab your blender brush. Just try and blend. First you can blend the cloud in any direction you want. And then now just do the bottom part of it. And you'll create like a shadow underneath it. Here, here, and here. And then blend it. Now we want a big one up here, okay? Just put a little white on the tip, and now we want a big cloud up here in the corner. Really big. Coming out over here. Get your brush, lightly blend it. You could pull some of it if you want. You could go in any direction. And then do the bottom to make a shadow. Pull the bottom out, make a shadow. See the shadow now? Look at that clouds. Wow, that looks amazing. Doesn't that look cool? It's time for the birds, and I think I'm done. My brush is kind of crooked here. right, guys, thanks for watching. I think I'll do a little more, and then when I'm done, I'll put it on the community page. Okay. Yep. You guys like that one? That one, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a few more things. I'll probably add some twigs down here, and more trees right here, coming down here, and that's it. I think that's it. You could put a tree in the front here if you want, a birch tree, maybe going all the way up, but I'll see what I do to it when I finish it later. But look at that. Wow. Francesco. Francesco, how you doing? Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, it came out good, didn't it? That's all from the mind too. Uh, it's a good way to paint landscapes. It's not that hard because everybody knows what a mountain looks like. You know what trees look like and bushes. So oh, we got to get the bubbles going. Get out of the way. All right, guys. You must know I'm going to shut off, so I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ciao.